This team goes without saying to be one of the strongest this season, also led by one of the strongest VGC competitive players, a world champion. Let's talk about WolfeyGlick and his team, the DC Dracovish. Alright guys, we are back. It is team number 3, draft pick number 3, the DC Dracovish team, run by WolfeyGlick. Again, world champion, fantastic VGC competitive player, an all-around great costume wearing guy. Let's get into his team. To start off, as per usual, we'll talk about the gears. There are 3 gears I see for this team, and one of them is blatantly obvious based on the mascot. It is Dracovish. There is no other answer here beyond them letting Wolfey have Dracovish yet again for this season of the WBE. Let me tell you, last season, Dracovish did fantastic. On top of it, there's really not much to this strategy beyond click the button and hope for the best. Whether it's scarfed or sashed or banded, just so many options with Dracovish just to immediately come in, click that Fishious Rend for it to start wailing on whatever comes out in front of it. Second up, we have a great Trick Room core here with Musharna and Escavalier. Great lead-off potential, great ability to get Trick Room up, get some of the slower Pokemon on Wolfey's team like Scrafty, Escav, even Piloswine in to be able to definitely take some hits and be a bit bulkier of a set and also dish out so much damage. Great Trick Room potential. The third gear here is what I'm calling the meme core. I really have no better answer for it. I can entirely see the last 2 picks of Wolfey's draft, which we'll talk about, the Wigglytuff and the Diglett. The arena trapping Parish Song Wigglytuff with Diglett could just be a potential great meme comp for a game that he's just kind of tossing away. Alright, let's talk Poke highlights. Let's start with his G-Maxer. Let's start here with G-Max Rillaboom. Great Pokemon, just like Rillaboom previous. We've got Grassy Glide, we have Fake Out, we have Hammer Arm, Superpower, bunch of different speed tier options where you could run a fast one or a slow one in Trick Room. Obviously, its signature move, the G-Max Drum Solo, setting up the damage over time for the next 4 turns against anything but grass types. Fantastic Pokemon, fantastic G-Max, and a beautiful sprite overall too. The only thing I think I have to say about this pick right here is, why did they let him get Dracovish again? It's click a button and win a game. I tell you, there's no strategy involved with the Drake. You could run multiple moves like Crunch and Ice Fang and Outrage, but really 99.99999, I'm going to say 7 just to give it a chance of being something else. You're going to click Fishious Rend, you're going to hit something really hard, and it's going to go down. Not much strategy to this one. Great pick overall, very scary to deal with, and something every team's going to have to prep for. Next up we have Drifblimp. Great Pokemon in Drifblimp, one of the few special attackers Wolfey has on his team. Great support set with Tailwind, possible Unburden boosted in terrain depending on what Pokemon Wolfey's bringing out in front or in the back. Shadow Ball potential, Ominous Wind, great overall special core. Another fantastic Pokemon that goes without saying here, fantastic Trick Room potential, full damage Escavalier coming here, Mega Horn coming off. It's a great Trick Room sweeper, but you can also play a defensive set with an Assault Vest as well. Bunch of different options here, whether he's trying to play defensively or offensively with this team. As mentioned earlier, Musharna is the Trick Room core for this team. Very good Trick Room setter, very bulky, very defensive. It also has fantastic support options like Yawn, Hypnosis, Ally Switch, and it just overall will be able to come in with one other Pokemon by its side, either set up the Trick Room or be able to support whatever's going on, even if it's not setting Trick Room. Maybe it's going for the reverse Trick Room, that way Dracovish can get some hits in with Fishious Rend. Either way, fantastic Pokemon to bring to support the team. Next up we have Jolteon. Jolteon has been a recent usage out of Wolfey in his ranked series of the Climb of the VGC ladder. He has usually been running Quick Feet, but you can also run Volt Absorb on it as well to cover certain weaknesses on the team, like Drifblimp's weakness to electricity. Also, he has a good ground core to cover that as well, which most of the time I think he'll be running Quick Feet. It's a strong special sweeper. He's been using it in his recent videos. I'll link one in one of the cards up yonder. Take a look at it. Next up, we have our boy Piloswine here. Piloswine, very tanky, great user of Eviolite, Ice Shard potential, nice bulky ground type, feeding into that electric immunity. and also a pretty strong attack stat for being a under fully evolved Pokemon. Next up, and if I didn't say it correctly for Wolfey, we have Arcanine, a great Pokemon for both support and physical offense, depending on what kind of set you're running. Morning Sun, physically offensive with Flare Blitz, Intimidate user, Snarl user, the bunch of different options between its ability and its attacks to be able to support the team or to be able to dish out some major fire damage. Next up, we have another fantastic Trick Room Pokemon in Scrafty. Scrafty was what Wolf had previously brought to Worlds one year, a couple years back now, I think the 2018 ladder maybe. Fantastic physically offensive Pokemon. Great to get those max knuckles up and support the team in getting their stats stronger as well, running mostly a physical team. Now we're getting into the meme core, as I like to call it. We've got lovely Wigglytuff right here, and let me tell you, this bulky fairy type is not something to be slept on, but it's also not the most amazing fairy type you could draft. It has some good potential with moves like Wish and Perish Song and Gravity, but primarily I can see this and his last draft pick being a big meme. Alright, so we can all kind of agree here. Wolfey must be memeing a little bit, right? Right? There's so many picks in Tier 4, and he goes with the Diglett. Diglett, obviously, an arena trapping Pokemon, can trap the Pokemon in with it. Again, I see this being one of his potential comps just to lead Perish Song, Wigglytuff with Diglett, and then just sit there protecting out until everything on the field passes. I'm excited to see whether he actually does this kind of meme comp. Alright, let's talk leads. There are a couple sets of leads I'm seeing for Wolfey's team, primarily around a couple of different Pokemon. The majority of his leads, I think, are going to be around our lovely G-Max Rillaboom here. Rillaboom, obviously, with Fake Out potential and a couple of other great setup moves. He could easily come out with that, choose whether he wanted to Gigantamax it or not out the first turn, or sit there with it using maybe Drifblim for Tailwind, or Musharna to set up Trick Room, and then go into that G-Max form, pop off some Max Knuckles while supporting his other Pokemon on its side to be able to get their stats boosted as well. The second major comp I think we're going to see around here deals yet again, as I mentioned before, with that lovely Wigglytuff right there. The potential for him to make some great early on games, and once he makes the playoffs go, I want to try something fun. I predict 100% one match this season will be somebody seeing a Wigglytuff and Diglett team coming out front, clicking Perish Song, switching out, and then just trying to have to deal with getting rid of that Diglett fast enough to be able to save their Pokemon from fainting on turn 3. We'll see how it goes. I'm intrigued to see whether Wolfey's going to pull off the meme strats. Okay, down to gaps. Where do I see gaps for this team? There are two major gaps. We already talked about one very quickly, which was this is a very physical team. Out of all of the Pokemon that he's drafted, Musharna, Drifblim, Jolteon, and I will count Wigglytuff, even though it's probably going to be running mostly supportive moves. Those are his 4 special attackers. If certain Pokemon are able to come in on the physically defensive side, whether it's T-Tar or Pylosand or any of the other nice physically defensive bulky Pokemon come in and are able to tank his team's physical offense, he's going to have a really troubling time trying to get out of that hole. Second big gap that I'm seeing on Wolfey's team is most of the team is very slow. Obviously, we talked about this before. He's got a great Trick Room team set up here. He also does have some speed coverage with Drifblim and Tailwind, but there are a lot faster teams that out the gate, if they stop his Trick Room user from setting up Trick Room, he's going to be struggling to move first in the entirety of the match. We've already talked about Trick Room almost every draft pick now. It's just an important factor to remember that the Trick Room meta is one of the biggest metas in the game right now. Finally, we will talk about the match to watch. By far, I think the match to watch for the DC Dracovishes is going to be the match against Invivid Color and the South Texas Sableyes. There's no doubt in my mind here that the physically defensive Pylosand with water compaction could come in, absorb one of Dracovish's fishiest friends, also taking some extra defense from the Selgor with Water Shuriken, and put Wolfey slowly in a very back-footed defensive position to try and work around a Dynamaxed Pylosand, dealing with water compaction, maxing out its defense. He's got to make sure to carry a couple of special moves on certain Pokemon and make sure his speed control is correct. Otherwise, Pylosan could roll over this team. By far, going to be a great strategic match to watch there. I look forward to seeing what Wolfey and Vivid do when they go head-to-head. Alright guys, there you have it. That is WolfeyGlick's team, the DC Dracovishes. I hope you all enjoyed the breakdown. As per usual, make sure you click in that subscribe button up here and checking out the rest of our channel and the rest of our draft picks. And make sure you're going to check out Wolfey's draft breakdown right here. We'll catch y'all for the next one. Peace.